You may be familiar with a common ingredient in sunscreen called titanium dioxide. It's an additive that helps block the sun's harmful rays when used as directed. What you may not realize is that the chemical is turning up on many people's dinner tables as well. Food makers use the ingredient to brighten the colors of some grocery items like mozzarella cheese, salsa, cake frosting. And you may not even be aware because these companies are not required to include titanium dioxide in the ingredients. You might just see artificial color listed. It's been banned in food in the European Union since 2022, and some health groups here in the U.S. are raising concerns, even asking for the FDA to follow suit. The Wall Street Journal addressed some scientists' concerns about this in an article titled "Why Americans Are Eating a Sunscreen Ingredient in Their Frozen Pizza." Yikes. Joining us now is Julian McClements. He's a professor in food science at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Thank you so much for being with us on this. I didn't realize any of this. And you know, I read the ingredients, but you don't know if something says artificial flavor or artificial color. So we talked about some of them. What kind of products typically include titanium dioxide?
Yeah, it's a whole series of different products. So things like chewing gum and sauces and dressings, lots of cakes and baked goods. But I think one of the concerns is a lot of the products that are in are the ones that children tend to eat more than adults, especially lots of sweets and cakes and cookies and things like that.
Is there any research about how safe or not safe this is to eat?
Yeah, there's a lot of research, and some of it's quite contradictory. I think there's a lot of studies with animals, and we've done some in our department where if you feed titanium dioxide to animals, it can cause sort of inflammation and get into different organs and have some adverse effects on them. But I think on humans, it's much less clear what the adverse effects are.
Okay, gotcha. So since it's not always disclosed in the ingredient list, are there any clues to let people know? I mean, if we don't know whether or not it's harmful, we don't know if it'll be banned, but maybe people can take the power into themselves when they go and buy groceries. How do we know if it's in our food?
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend that we do label titanium dioxide on all products, and then at least people have they can make their choice themselves. I think, like in the European Union, they banned it because I think they've got this precautionary principle, so they weigh the evidence much more towards sort of potential harm, whereas in the United States they have a sort of different philosophy, and in other countries as well. So I think they tend to see like, has it caused any harm yet? So they haven't banned it yet. And I think a lot of it's based on a study that was done by the United Nations and the World Health Organization that was published last year, which reviewed all the evidence and said that they still thought it was safe to use it in foods.
What else do you think we should know?
It's very complicated, so it's not easy to assess how harmful or not it is. It's not going to kill you if you eat sort of a little bit of titanium dioxide. We've been eating it for decades, but we don't really know what's happening on the long term. Over like a long period of time. Does it cause inflammation, and what effect that has on different people?
All right. Well, Julian McClements, thank you so much for coming on, and we appreciate your expertise and all the research you and your colleagues do. Thanks.